Hello, everyone. MB Geeks, Let's Talk 10 Forward. And, folks, I am going to give you my thoughts on The Matrix Resurrection. And mine is obviously going to be different from a lot of people's because I actually really enjoyed this movie. And I did. I really thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I loved the first Matrix when it came out in 1999, when I was 18. This was a very groundbreaking movie. The second and third movie disappointed me. I did not like how they ended. And up until now, I have felt I will never be able to watch anything other than the first Matrix movie. This one here makes being able to watch the second and third Matrix movie possible. So, what do we have? Well, turns out we have a new architect. Yes, this will have some spoilers. Deal with it. We have a new architect or an upgrade, say like going from Windows 10 to Windows 11 that so many of you are currently seeing on your computers. And I guess the rules got changed from the peace. So we find out there's been 60 years of peace overall. We have humans and programs and machines working with humans, both working in the matrix and outside the matrix. So this is definitely an upgrade. We are not in Zion. There is no Zion anymore. They've moved to an area called Io. It seems that some of the programs and some of the androids have decided they don't necessarily like what the Matrix has become or what the architect is doing. So what do we have? We have Neo and Trinity resurrected. And this is explained in the movie how they are brought back to life. They are reinserted in the Matrix, which I know we were told was not possible, but as I stated, things change, things evolve. So they're reinserted back into the Matrix. And it turns out Neo is back to being Tom Anderson again, but now he is an actually very successful, very famous game designer. So he built the Matrix games trilogy into a game system inside the Matrix. I imagine this was something the architect did to try and keep his mind sane. And that's also why, spoiler, Neil Patrick Harris is the new architect. If you couldn't figure that out, I'm sorry. That should have been a given. But it's very interesting how they do it. And he's taking the blue pills and he's kind of, feeling a little crazy and stuff. But as the story progresses, you notice he's becoming more aware now. Things are happening. He's seeing Trinity. There seems to be a little bit of deja vu, especially with the cat. So how has this been able to go on for 60 years? Well, we don't get an answer to that. We get eventually they figure out. See, it turns out Bugs and even the Morpheus, which this is not the original Morpheus. Remember, this is 60 years later. This is actually a program that Neo designs in the game, or a subconscious program where he created, which is kind of a combination of Morpheus and Agent Smith, which I thought was pretty interesting. But what's nice is when they both get out of the Matrix, both Trinity and Neo, they remember who they are. It's not like a total, they get their memories back. The block has been taken off. I thought the action was good. I thought the dialogue was spot on. I thought Bugs was actually my favorite new character. I thought she was fucking awesome. The guy who's playing the Morpheus program was enjoyable. Neil Patrick Harris is the architect. Definitely fun. I'm going to be honest, though. The guy playing the current program avatar of Smith was the weakest part. I'm not saying I hated him, but you're going to be hard pressed to top Hugo Weaving. It's going to be hard to do. In fact, I think it's almost impossible in some cases. But the storyline was good. It gave a lot of references to the first movie. Think of this as, like I said, this was kind of a soft reboot. This was a sequel, and it is obvious at the end of it. It is the beginning of a new trilogy. That seems pretty obvious. And I will give LDG Pickles, he called most of this stuff, which is funny because normally he's wrong about a lot of shit, but he managed to get a lot of this right. I enjoyed the interactions between a lot of the characters. I think the actors who played Neo and Trinity had their chemistry wasn't lost. They seemed to have kind of picked right back up into it. I saw a lot of fun. I saw a lot of upgrades to the computer program, which as a computer guy, you would see in 60 years. I really felt that this honored the spirit of the first movie and almost, and I'm not saying she did this intentionally, but kind of was a little bit of an apology on how the second and third movie ended. It's just my thought. I could be completely wrong, but I thought Wakazashi did a fantastic job. My wife and I watched it, and we literally we had fun. We enjoyed it. When it was over, I was like, there was a moment where I was like, oh, please, please, please let this be the last scene. And it was the last scene, honoring very much the first movie. So I know a lot of people, I've seen a lot of it. I don't see woke in here. I'm not seeing woke. And I'm not seeing Trinity as the one or the new one. I kind of look at it this way. Before Neo, you have binary. You have 0, 0. Now you had Neo, it became a 1. And then now with Trinity and what happens with her Matrix arc, we now have a 1, 1. You got to think of the one. I think of it in a binary because binary is ones and zeros. Positive, negative, on and off. Now you have basically 2 ones, which is not something that's ever happened before. So now you have a glitch in the matrix. So I think that's interesting. I thought that was a nice change. I thought it was a nice addition. And this time around, it's going to end with, spoiler, they're not going to try and get everybody out of the matrix. Now they're going to try and change the matrix, take it away from the architect. I thought that was a pretty nice concept, pretty good change, and it actually makes sense. So, folks, those are my simple thoughts from Nobody Geek, Matrix 4, in under 10 minutes.